Streaming live from Glory Hole Studios in Chicago, this is Cognitive Dissonance. Every episode we blast anyone who gets in our way. We bring critical thinking, skepticism, and irreverence to any topic that makes the news, makes it big, or makes us mad. It's skeptical, it's political, and there is no Cecil. Cecil!
Yeah!
We are live. We're doing a live event. It is live. You should be here. You should be here. You can't actually make...
Sorry, I was just punching a Nazi.
Again?
And yeah.
Again.
And this is what happens to you.
You get a swollen pillow fist.
This is what happens to you
when you wail it away at the Nazis.
These are Ishmael's hands, actually. I just dyed them. I dyed them white.
You got like black. You have the white version of blackface for
crazy.
just your hands. There we go. This is gonna be the whole hour. Is Cecil just trying to get us? I would watch that. I would watch this for an hour.
I feel like a DJ. These things are so hot. You have no idea how hot these are.
Well, you're not doing the whole show with the fucking pillow hands?
Good Lord, no.
All right. Well, I don't blame you.
All right. So,
we're live, as mentioned, we are live.
Live.
From Glory Hole Studios.
Cheers, stream.
Here we go. Suck it up. This is what we look like. Yeah. Let's watch a podcast, guys.
Woo!
Yay.
Oh.
Yay. Hey.
So, today we have planned a bit of a Trump press conference. So he did the press conference.
He did. It's about 14 hours long. Yeah. So you did have to edit it down for time.
I got about 20 minutes of tape to do, and I figure, do you want to just jump right into it, and then maybe we could do, cover like a portion of it, and then maybe look at the comments, and then continue on? Do you want to try that way?
Why not? Yeah. Okay. I don't have better plans. This is kind of my thing today.
Right.
This was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And
That's fair.
I came prepared in that I woke up and came here. So
not prepared.
That's
pretty much.
That is my standard level of preparation.
So not prepared. All right. Fair enough. Okay. So here we go.
Let me zoom in. Hold on a minute. I am like not only the key grip, the best boy, and the gaffer, but I am also
you ate the key grip, the best boy, and the gaffer, and the entire craft service.
If they could run faster, then they'd be here today. Look, in the land of the Walking Dead, I'm just fine. Right? I am.
How's our sound stream? Just tell us if our sound sucks. I'm going to be playing a video here for you in a second, and if you can't hear it, let us know.
Look at that. I just camera, dude.
Did you camera it up?
I am great at this.
All right, so we're going to start playing it. This is Donald Trump from his press conference. We're going to stop probably right after the first break or when Tom stops me.
We've begun a nationwide effort to remove criminal aliens, gang members, drug dealers, and others who...
Criminal aliens?
Criminal aliens.
Are those the criminal aliens? Are those the ones that we picked up right around Area 51?
They're rounding up all the grays and handcuffs. They're just like, but they gotta have like really thin little. What they use? They use finger cuffs. They're just like.
E.T. is like, I can't speak and say.
I've mastered the challenges of interstellar travel, but I am befuddled by your crazy finger traps. Can we not?
You got to zoom in, buddy. You got to zoom in.
I'm busy trying not to vomit.
I know.
I'm
He's
not
very orange. He's almost as orange as the background.
They should have picked a different color background, right? Like contrast. How about some? You know what they should have picked? A black background. He could have had pumpkin. He could have gotten the whole.
That's very true.
He
doesn't like black things. So. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest.
He would just arrest it. Who put this here? It has no business being here. Oh my God.
All right, here we go.
Is a threat to public safety. We are saving American lives every single day.
And we're doing that, Cecil, by making that statement up. That's how we're saving lives, right? We're saving lives. We're traveling to work in a Zeppelin. It's not happening. Just what other crazy fucking madcap shit can I say?
It's funny because they seem to neglect the fact that Obama spent his entire presidency
saving lives.
Deporting people.
Fair enough.
Deporting people.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, there's been massive amounts of people deported during the Obama administration.
I was rounded up and deported just by accident.
That was no accident.
No. They said it was an accident.
They had to trank you with a rhino gun.
He's still running. He's still. Look at that. It doesn't. He's trying to drink the tranquilizer juice. He like hits you, just like pop it out, like, oh,
You like squeeze a little lime in it. You're like, this is good shit.
You get all Alex Jones crazy, like, like.
All right, this is the best part of this statement, though. This is it's very short, so this is the last piece of this
go.
beginning portion.
Court system has not made it easy for us, and are even creating a new office in Homeland Security dedicated to the forgotten American victims of illegal immigrant violence, of which there are many.
Oh God.
Do we need a thing like a special immigration victims unit? Do we need that?
What? It's just a list of people to feel sad about.
Right.
Right. All this is a like we talked about this before in the first 100 days nightmare, which he's doing all this like he is executing on his first 100 days.
Sure,
right?
absolutely.
He's doing a good job
Yeah.
executing people in the first 100 days. So, but this is a vilification plan. Like this is like if you could actually put together a Department of Brown People vilification program, that's like exactly what he's got going on right now, right? Because he's got it's
The
now
Department of Mud. Just not good.
no,
Not good.
It's like a twofold thing now, though, right? Because he's got on the one hand, he's got like here's a list of the undesirables, right? Because he's going to make the list of undesirables for the sanctuary cities, and then he's going to make a list over here called here's the list of people who got killed by the undesirables.
Sure.
Right?
And we've shown that population of people that are victimized by immigrants is a small group because the immigrants, by and large, I mean, not, obviously there are immigrants that are, illegal immigrants that are committing crimes. That's a true thing that's happening, right? But you also have to understand that the rate at which they're committing crimes is much lower than the normal population.
Sure.
But they're going out of their way to make a distinction about these people to turn them into the other.
Right, as if their immigrant status is the impetus for their violence.
Sure.
It'd be like if you take any group and you put enough people in it, it doesn't matter what the what's the categorizing factor, right? It could be like people with handlebar mustaches. If there were 11 million people with handlebar mustaches, me, right? Twist.
The best part is that people
now
can
they
see
can
it.
see our jokes.
People can see it. This is the international symbol for handlebar mustache.
Handlebar
This
mustache,
is it,
right?
right here.
Yeah.
That's a American Sign Language handlebar
mustache
That's it,
sign
right
yeah.
there. If you have a big one, it's two hands.
Can you imagine if there were 11 million people with handlebar mustaches, how much better the world would be? It would be fucking killer.
It'd be better than 11 million people with Ditka mustaches.
Street sweeper, whatever we called it last time. Walking around with fucking walrus face.
All right, well, let's play a little more of this.
Okay.
Do we have any comments that are coming up there for you anyway?
The problem is my comments thing, it pops up and they flash, they go away.
Well, we got Megan who's working on that.
Megan's got this covered.
Megan's got it covered. We'll come back to comments in a bit.
I have faith.
There's a pause in the
John.
thing.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to get you to clarify.
I like how they film his bald spot. Like that's see, like wouldn't that suck to be that guy? It's like
Hey,
everybody's a little self-conscious on camera. Anyway, it's like, can you get this spot, like my male pattern
But
baldness?
I don't want it in focus. I want a soft, slow focus. I want like a really artsy picture of my bald spot. If you could do that,
It'd be like if you do it porn. It's like, can you fucking zoom in on the pimple on my ass?
I want you to use a prime lens on my balls.
Point. Can you say definitively that nobody on your campaign had any contacts with the Russians during the campaign? And on the leaks,
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's a real straightforward question.
But I want to say first, he could have stopped at, can you say definitively?
Yeah.
Right? Because what we will find, I want to make this point, like what we will find in this 20-minute nightmare that you edited together is that he can't say definitively.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't think he could say the word properly, but also he can't actually say anything definitive at all. It's just ridiculous. Somebody said you don't have to keep zooming in. Keep it simple for Tom. We can see it well enough.
All right, that's fine. That's fine by me. If you guys think you're okay, we can zoom in on Trump and Gary's face.
Yeah, or we can just leave it zoomed out if you want to see
if
our
you want to see us. It's up to
horrifying
you.
visages
Send a message to Tom at
at this stream. This machine will tell me what to do.
Share stream. All right,
Somebody says, "Hey, this sounds better." My dumbass didn't have headphones in. Like, I can't hear it without these speakers in my ears.
I would like to welcome all the people to our stream.
Welcome to Glory Hole Studios.
Welcome. Someone sent that this week. It's amazing. It's now a centerpiece of the studio. Right,
what type of beer do I have? It's Spotted Cow. New Glarus.
Did they ask what kind of 9mm you have?
It is a .40 caliber. I don't carry around a pussy gun.
There we go.
No.
There we go. Sorry.
Is it fake news or are these real leaks?
Two straightforward questions.
Yeah.
Is it fake news or are these real leaks? Because it seems like they can't be both, right?
Oh, well, we
Right?
will find out.
Well,
Yeah, okay.
again,
Yeah,
let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, all right.
Those two things seem pretty straightforward. And then does anybody in administration have any like wrongdoing in this? Like those are two
Right.
pretty straightforward
Yeah.
questions.
Well, the leaks are real. You're the one that wrote about them and reported them. I mean, the leaks are real.
I'm getting feedback. Need more Cecil. You're a little off cam.
Oh, am
Like,
I?
yeah.
I'll scoot in. Sorry about that, guys. I'm camera shy. And that's how it's set up. It's kind of like a little. Am I better now?
Yeah,
guys?
it's much
okay,
well.
All right.
It's better in the sense that I can see more of you on the screen.
I can see more.
I liked it better
That was
the other way.
horrifying, yeah.
I actually liked it better when you were behind the
Yeah.
fucking curtain there.
I liked it better when you were wearing the gloves. Those
Yeah.
turned me on. All right, here we
and
go.
the burqa.
You know what they said. You saw it. And the leaks are absolutely real. The news is fake because so much of the news is fake. So one thing.
Okay,
news is
let's
fake.
analyze that sentence.
Look.
The news is fake because so much of the news is fake.
Mm-hmm.
There's a word for this. I think it's circular reasoning.
It's called doublespeak. Like this is fucking insane. The news is fake because the news is fake.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is this particular news fake?
Yeah.
Is he suggesting that all news is fake?
I think he is. I think
Is
he
that
is.
is that we
yeah.
should? Is he just is just saying there's no credibility at all? In which case, why have a press conference? Like, if there is no purpose to credibility in journalism, then why meet with journalists whatsoever?
Right.
Right. Because clearly, I mean, the answer is clearly he needs to control the narrative, and this is his attempt. Think about that for a second. Let that
When
ride
you
in the
say-
back
when
of
you
your
say
mind.
his attempt, he controls the fuck out of this narrative.
You think so?
I do. Look at all the right tweets that came out. Ann Coulter, after this press conference went live, said, we elected a president, but now I see we elected the head of the church. Like, she is on board. She loves this guy. She thinks that him lying to the media during this thing, specifically saying bad, like false things, and the liberal press pointing it out and sort of getting a little up in arms about it was hilarious. She thinks that's a good thing.
Ouch. I'm trying to take everything you said, and I'm trying to digest. Yeah, that's the sound that is going to be made.
You won't hear it, though.
Good.
You don't hear
Good.
the blast.
You know what I want?
never hear the blast.
I want the missile to hit me in my
You
face.
never hear the blast.
That's what I want. I want to be
Yeah.
like, oh, missile, boom, and I
You
want it to
got-
hit my face.
You never hear the blast.
Good.
You'll feel the light
That's all I need,
for
man.
about a half a second while you incinerate. That's how this works.
That's all I get. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually good with this.
That's when Ann Coulter takes her top off. That's what happens. All right, here we go.
That I felt it was very important to do, and I hope we can correct it.
By killing all of you.
I hope we can correct the fake news. I will tweet out some more fake news to try to correct the fake news problem.
I have set up correction facilities for you to be entered into.
There's nobody I have more respect
That's great.
for, well, maybe a little bit, but than reporters, than good reporters. It's very important to me.
Oh, hold on a second. I'm looking at the wrong thing. There we go. She made a wrong thing. There we go. All right.
Do we have questions?
No, well, Megan is on the road right now, so Megan's going to be showing up back home and going to be putting questions in right now. We're going to be watching a little of this before we get to some listener feedback. So, but the thing that I was looking at, a thing came across the screen that said, "This has been thrown in the trash." So I was reading a document that she's clearly not updating. So.
Okay.
And I can't edit that out of the show, so that's pretty much. Hey, this is behind the scenes look at the terrible podcast.
You're peeking behind the scenes of the glory hole. That is never a good idea. That is never
Literally
a good
the
idea.
only thing back there is whale cum.
That's just some fucking toothless hillbilly dude. Like, hey, okay.
It's not hay.
No.
No.
All right,
in
play
this
that thing.
position. It's very important. I don't mind bad stories. I can handle a bad story better than anybody, as long as it's true. And, over a course of time, I'll make mistakes and you'll write badly, and I'm okay with that.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
He's not okay with
He's
it.
a thin-skinned fucking baby.
Right. And, it took me a second to realize that he doesn't, we were talking about this earlier. What's astonishing to me is he doesn't understand the difference between fake news and news that is critical of him.
Yeah.
Right?
He won't make that distinction this entire time.
Because the question is the news real or is this news fake, right? Is this fake news or is this real news? And he's saying, like, sometimes you're going to write things about me that I won't like to read because my feelings will get hurt because you'll be a meanie to me.
Yeah.
That's what that's the whole thing he's saying.
Yeah.
He cannot differentiate between when people are critical of him and fake news. Just let that sink in for a second. Also, he's the leader of America.
He thinks he's distinct. He's making a distinction, but
Right.
he's not making a distinction. He keeps going back to, look, you can write a story about me that disagrees with me, and it doesn't have to be. And it sounds like what he's saying is it doesn't have to be so mean.
Right. Why does everybody have to be?
And you'll
so
hear
mean?
that as time goes on.
Right.
But I'm not okay when it is fake. I mean, I watch CNN,
This is a perfect example of this. He's going to start talking about how much they hate him.
and it's so much anger and hatred and just the hatred. I don't watch it anymore because it's
Well, you just said you watched it.
Sometimes when I watch CNN, which I don't watch, I never said I watched it, but when I watch it,
Sarah Palin, how many papers do you read?
right? I read them all.
I read literally all the papers. I'm
He's-
reading one right now.
He sits with Sarah not reading the paper together, right?
They just stare at Russia from her porch.
Manipulating the election together.
very good. He's saying no. It's okay, Jim. It's okay, Jim. You'll have your chance.
And the context,
go
with
ahead, Jim.
the context.
All right, I did edit this. I know if you guys, I'm sure saw the edit there. I wanted to edit for time because there's a lot of times that he just says the same thing over and over and over again. And this is still going on to the same question. He hasn't answered the question. All he said was they asked if the news was real or the leaks were real,
Right.
basically. And then they asked, does anybody have any part of your
Does anybody in your administration know about the ties
Exactly.
with Russia? Right.
He didn't answer the first question. So
I didn't understand the second question.
But the reporter is now going to abandon ship and go back to that first question because he didn't even address it.
The Russian, the first part of my question, the context. Can you definitively say that nobody?
Well,
in
I
your
had
campaign-
nothing to do with it. I have nothing to do with Russia. I told you. I have no deals there.
How do we know? We haven't seen your tax return, buddy. Gosh, if we
right?
only saw your tax return, we would know for sure that you have no deals in Russia. But you kind of are the guy with the art of the deal.
Right.
And so maybe you do have deals in Russia. How the fuck would we know?
Well, and it's still a bullshit answer because the question was, does anybody in your administration know? And he's like, I don't know. It's just that plausible deniability bullshit,
sure.
right?
I
It's
don't
like,
know anything about it.
Yeah, you get your staff to do some things because of a wink and a nudge and like, yeah, and then you don't know.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Like, come on.
I have no anything. Now, when WikiLeaks, which I had nothing to do with, comes out and happens to give, they're not giving classified information.
Happens to give, they're not giving classified. It just finish a sentence.
Yeah.
Finish a whole sentence where it starts at the beginning and then you don't meander aimlessly and then you arrive at your conclusion. See what I just did there? That was a sentence.
That's a full one.
You start with the thought and then you stay on that thought until you've completed that thought. It can't be that hard. His thoughts aren't that complex.
I keep thinking about Donald Trump's character sheet, right? So and they have all the little
I like
spheres,
this, yeah.
the spheres where you put things, right? Like, so how much, charisma do I have? And how much
Zero.
dexterity do I have?
Zero.
And how much strength do I have?
Zero.
All of those things. But let's go back to Donald Trump. How much, charisma he has, and then you talk about how much, say, intelligence he has. And the intelligence is pretty low, but it doesn't matter because, all these other stats he's boosted. He's boosted his finances real high.
Right, exactly, right.
So he's boosted all these other stats. So I keep feeling like he has deficiencies in certain things because he's boosted all the other levels up to 10. He's min-maxed his character. All right, so Megan is there. So she will be posting comments. So we will be stopping soon to answer a few comments.
They're giving stuff, what was said in an office about Hillary cheating on the debates, which, by the way, nobody mentions.
Why are we talking about Hillary cheating on the debates?
You
You
won!
were asked a question about whether or not you have ties to Russia or people in your administration have ties to Russia, and you answer with Hillary got the debate sheet before I did, or Hillary
got
cheated
it and I
on
didn't get it. Right.
Hillary
Yeah.
cheated.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
She's not She's not even part of politics anymore.
Right. It clearly didn't do her any good.
Yeah.
Right. So even if this were the case, which I don't know that this is the case.
I don't know either.
But even if this, because I had not heard that until just now. But even if this were the case, it didn't do her any fucking good. You're the president. You've been the president for an unsettling amount of time already.
Right.
Like anything over 10 seconds is an unsettling amount of time. Again, I have this grotesque feeling that I'm living in an alternate version of reality that never should have been.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that, when you look around, you're like, none of this, how, like all of that. But it's, okay, so are you pouring that into your teacup? Are you pouring beer into a teacup?
This is tea I'm drinking. I'm the smart one. I'm drinking tea.
But, okay, so she gets the thing, you win, and then you're still bitching. It's like, okay. So somebody had a head start on you in the race, and then you won the race. You just won it much. You won it harder big. Like, right? Like, shouldn't you fucking celebrate it?
Trump, you won it harder big.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so fucking crazy.
Oh, here we go.
Nobody mentions that Hillary received the questions to the debates. Can you imagine, seriously, can you imagine if I received the questions?
You wouldn't have done any good. You wouldn't have, first of all, you wouldn't have
What
run
didn't matter, because all you would have done was start chanting "lock her up." Like that's all
Right.
I would have said, and it wouldn't have mattered, right? You would have been snarky and shitty.
She's a nasty woman. So nasty.
She's nasty.
This will not backfire on me.
Call her Miss Jackson. She's so nasty.
Would be the electric chair.
Okay, I edited there
Yeah,
because I really
that's
I really
tremendous.
just love the idea of Donald in an electric chair.
God.
I didn't mean that. I don't mean that he should be in an electric chair. He's the president of the United States. He should be respected.
I think he would look great in an electric
I would have
chair.
edited that out of the show.
What color would he turn? Like that'd be the interesting
Burnt
thing.
sienna.
Part of me wonders if he's not this color because he's just a human mood ring. Like he's just, you know, like he wakes up and he's just like he's blue and he like turns orange throughout the course of the day as his. Because that's not how you face.
He's like a squid. He just changes colors throughout the day, but he shows us the orange one.
Maybe that's what's happening with those curtains right now. He's trying to
camouflage himself.
All you can see is a suit at some point. That's
like
it.
a green screen.
He's gonna like all of a sudden you're just gonna see the suit. Then the suit's gonna go whoop as he takes it off and he runs away.
Morgan S. says his son even said that Russia makes up a disproportionate amount of their assets. So which one is it? And I don't know if I've heard his son say that.
I didn't know. Yeah.
But again, all these things
If
would
only
be
there was some way to
elucidated.
know, right?
All
Which
these things
there's a
would
way
be
to know.
elucidated if he were to release his tax returns.
Right.
If we knew how much of his fortune is invested in certain places. Because, you know, throughout history, presidents have divested themselves from their own fortunes in order to take the office and not look like they're just going to profit off of it like crazy.
Right.
And that's what he's specifically
Not
doing that.
Yeah. He's aggressively not doing that.
Just something that Jonathan Carl was asking you about. You said that the leaks are real, but the news is fake.
Yeah, because he didn't answer that question earlier, right?
I know.
He
I
didn't
love
answer
it.
that question earlier.
I love that the reporters are doing this.
Yeah.
I love that they're like, wait a minute, your answer was meaningless, so let's go back and ask it again. Also, you said something that's inherently internally contradictory. So can you explain to us how that could possibly be a thing?
This makes you crazy.
It
doesn't
is
makes
really
you crazy.
irking the
It
shit
makes you
out of me.
crazy,
I know.
doesn't it? I did this on purpose. I did
God,
it
I can't-
specifically so you would be crazy. Because we have beer mugs.
I know we do.
Literally have beer mugs in the other room.
It's
I could have,
it's all
at
one
11
room.
o'clock today, I could have put it in the freezer and had a chilled beer mug. But I'm drinking it out of my Arecibo mug.
It is upsetting. It's upsetting to me. I don't know why, but it's just.
It's terrible beer, though. It doesn't
Hey.
matter. This is the worst beer.
It is not the worst beer.
Spotted cow. How horrible. All right, let's
I'll
play
literally
some-
shoot you.
Understand, it seems that there's a disconnect there. If the information coming from those leaks is real, then how can the stories be
No,
fake?
the reporting is fake.
And if I may ask-
What does that mean?
The reporting is fake. When you call it out and you say the thing out loud that was real, then I don't like it. It becomes fake. That's how it works. Next question.
I just want to ask.
Jim, you know what it is? Here's the
I'll just interrupt you.
The public isn't, they read newspapers, they see television, they watch.
They see
don't-
television,
they
they watch. You are fucking. He is verbally illiterate. It's an astonishing skill to
There's a
speak this
guy
poorly.
by the name of Pac-Man, different kind of Pac-Man, who has an internet show. He just had Andrew Torres on his internet show.
Never heard of him.
Somebody sent us a video of him dissecting Trump reading things aloud, trying to read things aloud. And Pac-Man's claim, at least from his video, at least from what I watched the whole thing,
Yeah.
is that Trump is illiterate.
Like actually illiterate.
Like actually
Yeah.
illiterate. I don't think that's the case. From watching him do this, because they hand him a lease at one point in a court, and he's trying to read the lease, right? He's trying to read the lease.
Right.
And they ask him, please read section 2A aloud. And he makes a big hem and haw. I can't do it because of my glasses. I don't have my glasses, And then the guy, the lawyer tries to, I strenuously object, blah, 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 blah. Mr. Trump knows what's in there, yada, yada, yada. And so then they finally get him to ask him the questions to try to read it, and he summarizes it for them. So he doesn't read it aloud. Instead, he says, basically, I owe them this and this and this. And then he mentions a very specific law in the second section. I don't remember what the law is, but he says something that is clearly jargon about real estate. And when I saw that, what popped in my head is that he probably doesn't read aloud well, but I do think he's literate. I just think the way he speaks in front of the public extemporaneously is embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, and he should be embarrassed to do it. Like, you should be embarrassed to do the things you're very bad at doing. Like, I am embarrassed to have sex with people. I am terrible at it. Right? So
They're embarrassed for you.
It's just, I'm just like,
Everybody's red
it's a
at the end
series
of
of
it.
just apologies
They're both
and
red,
mumbling.
they're red from bruises,
And you're just
and
Just
and
so
then
sorry.
shame.
I'm so sorry.
The guy's name's David Pac-Man.
Most
by
of
the
this
way.
will clean up. It's fine.
Yeah.
There'll be very little
I'm
scarring.
gonna put a little, I'm gonna dab a little of this on you.
You just drink lots of water.
Sterile.
It's fine.
Okay. Hold on a second. I want to read this.
All right.
76% of Germans consider Trump's foreign policy as bad or very bad. Yeah. That's
God.
fake news. That's a poll that's against Trump. It's fake news.
It's
he
fake news.
tweeted something out like that. Whenever you read a poll that's against
I know
me,
he said something. I don't know exactly remember what it was, but it was awesome. It was like,
if it hates me, it's bad.
That's
Yeah.
it's seriously. It's like anytime you hear that,
Post
a
that
wizard
tweet.
did it.
Post
Right?
that tweet, guys, in the comments, and we'll have Megan put it in the notes. I want to read that tweet though. All right, so here we go.
Know if it's true or false because they're not involved. I'm involved. I've been involved with this stuff all my life, but I'm involved.
You've been involved with what? Your
This
whole
stuff.
life?
This stuff.
What, like reading the newspaper?
This stuff.
Is he talking about reading the newspaper?
I think
Tom?
he's been involved with this stuff.
No, but what is he talking? What is this
Stuff.
stuff?
This
I don't know what
stuff.
that means.
Hold on. This stuff, not just stuff.
Thanks for clarifying.
This stuff. The stuff without reading the newspaper,
The stuff.
TV. You
Isn't that
see it, then you watch it.
Isn't that white stuff that they ate and they got bellyaches from in that movie? The stuff.
Cum?
You don't know. What that is.
I don't know what you're talking about. Whale cum?
Pornhub. It's on Pornhub.
I don't know
You
if they get
gotta
a bellyache
Google it.
after I don't take a poll with
You
how
gotta-
you feel next day.
You gotta
Right?
Google it.
So I know when you're telling the truth or when you're not. I just see many, many untruthful things. And I'll tell you what else
Untruthful.
I see tone.
That's my
in the
favorite
word
part of this.
tone.
Untruthful.
The tone is
More than one truth, and we're full of them, and they're un.
I like how much plosives are going in tone. 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 Oh. Wait, hold on a second. I want to see if nobody's posted that yet.
All right.
hatred. I'm really not a bad person, by the way. No, but the tone is so...
Why doesn't everybody like me?
Why do we segue to that? Who gives a fuck? Do
Everybody
your job.
should be my friend.
Nobody cares.
God.
Jesus.
I'm so worried about whether or not people like me.
God. That's
He's
because
like-
he's a fucking celebrity.
I know.
That's why, right? Because he was always worried about ratings before. He's worried about whether, like, they like me. They really,
Yeah.
really like me. Like, he's
Yep.
fucking, he's worried about whether or not to get an Emmy.
Yeah, right.
He thinks he's going to get an Emmy for this role.
He wants a prize, right? I think part of his problem he's going to have, other than that he will ruin the entire country and possibly the world, but other than that is that he won the big prize, right? The big prize was now you're the president, and now there's no second prize. Now the prize is now you just have to do a really good job, and nobody's really going to like you or appreciate you because the world's full of a bunch of fucking pedantic critics. Right? And he is going to lose his fool fucking mind over this.
It's going to be week to week. He's going to have a real problem with the way people are criticizing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
There's a Time magazine article that someone posted in the comments, and I can't really slide it over when this is full screen. So let me get this off full screen. This Time magazine article has Donald Trump's many ties to Russia, and
many.
I missed the many.
That's
Sorry,
awesome.
Yeah,
There's
I missed
four
the many.
manys.
But
somebody edited this at Time was like many. No,
it's a little
many,
too
many,
many. Too many.
Many. Keep going.
But the quote evidently from Donald Trump Jr. is in this article. So and this is in the comments right now. So if you want to read it, that's a great picture, by the way. Caliente.
God.
All right, here we go. We're gonna
That's a
start playing
horror
it.
show.
I do get good ratings, you have to admit that. The tone is such hatred. I watched this morning a couple of the network, and I have to say, Fox and Friends in the morning, they're very honorable people.
They're honorable people. What did they challenge somebody to a duel? Like
Good sir, they take off their glove.
throw it at his feet.
They're fucking honorable. What are they, samurai?
You sir offend me.
Like somebody makes a mistake, like I will commit seppuku on Fox and Friends. Like what?
All right, so
Asshole.
this is the tweet. I'm gonna put this on the screen. Let's see if this will come up. This is the tweet.
I want to read it.
Okay, here we go.
Any negative polls are fake news, just like the CNN, ABC, NBC polls in the election. Sorry, people want border security and extreme vetting.
I only want extreme vetting when I'm searching for it on Pornhub. That's the only time I want extreme vetting.
Because you don't,
I want to get into publishing pornography that is extreme vetting porn. I want
what
to
would
get
that
into,
even look like?
Oh, I got ideas. Isn't that great though? Any negative polls are fake. And then he went out this last week and he sent a message. The Trump Pence group sent a message to all the people that sort of followed them or went on an email list. Take this poll about the media. And it's all like, do you think the media sucks giant donkey balls? Like, it's the best poll. I read it. I read through it. I didn't fill it out, but
Yes,
I read through it.
Super yes.
It's like, list all the stations you listen to or whatever. And it's like MSNBC, CNN, Fox, and then like other. Like that was, it was a very funny poll. I looked through it and I was like, that's ridiculous. Well, the next day, his camp had to come out and say, the poll has been raided by Democrats, and so now we can't use this poll. We're starting a new one. They threw out the results from the first one because he wants to get data that reinforces his opinion that says that news is fake. And there's a bunch of people on there that are saying, no, the news isn't fake, dude. Yeah. And a bunch of people are coming on to downvote
to challenge this nonsense.
Yeah, challenge it. All right, let me play this. I'm sorry. I'm going to close it up. All right, here's Donald Trump's orange face.
They're good because they hit me also when I do something.
They want you to finish on their face, you liar.
Right.
They're constantly like fucking ready to fucking go as deep as you want. If I choke out and die, I don't even care.
But they have the most honest morning show. That's all I can say. It's the most honest. But the tone, Jim, if you look, the hatred, sometimes somebody gets...
The guy in the audience just said, we don't hate you, sir.
Right.
That's what he said. And so that I don't even know if Donald Trump's just going to blow past
Yeah, he doesn't,
Yeah.
Well, you look at your show that goes on at 10 o'clock in the evening. You just take a look at that show. That is a constant hit. The panel is almost always exclusive anti-Trump. The good news is he doesn't have good ratings. But
well, I just love he's just like, the good news is nobody likes you.
We get that on YouTube all the time when stuff like this posts. People will comment on YouTube and be like, yeah, look at your subscriber count sucks on YouTube. That's because your message is balls. And just be like, yeah, well, YouTube isn't our venue.
It's not our venue.
Like, who cares?
Right.
Like, and it doesn't even matter. Like, you're not refuting the point, right?
You're just saying nobody likes you.
Like, who cares if his ratings are bad? His ratings are bad is an irrelevancy. Is that a word? Irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
Irrelevancy is a word.
Okay, I just made it up.
Yeah.
Even if it's not, I'll just make it
up.
It's irrelevant to whether or not his points are true, right? Whether or not the people on your show are telling the truth or doing a good job, et cetera, that doesn't matter. how good your ratings are. C-SPAN has a lot of great shit. Nobody watches C-SPAN.
Nobody. The only one that ever watches C-SPAN is our friend Michelle.
Yeah,
She is
Michelle's the only
person.
Yeah.
that's
The only
ever
one I
watched
know.
it. Yeah.
I started watching it yesterday. I was watching just a little piece of it yesterday. They had somebody on who was talking about whistleblowers. There was somebody on there who was talking about whistleblowers and a foundation that helps whistleblowers come forward, right? And this woman was on there. And I looked at how many Twitter followers she had. She had like 400 Twitter followers. Nobody watches that stuff.
Yeah, right.
Nobody pays attention to it. And it's, I mean, it's great. It's good information, and you're getting a lot of good information. But the problem is that, and I got a burp. I would edit this out, so I'm going to step away from the microphone. There we go.
Nice.
Okay.
Nobody noticed.
Nobody noticed it.
You had to get away from your microphone, or nobody would. There we go.
See, I got another one out.
All
Wait
right.
till I fart later. So anyway, but they would not have, like, nobody's going to see that. Nobody's ever going to see it. But that doesn't make it less true or less important or less good, right? Ratings don't matter. They only matter to this guy.
Well, they matter to this guy because, again, he doesn't understand. I don't think he understands the difference between whether something is real or whether something is positive, right? He's conflating the idea of real news with positive news and like negative news with fake news. He doesn't understand the difference because his concern here is not whether or not something is true. His concern is whether or not something is nice.
Yeah.
Because he's a fucking baby.
Yeah.
He's a fucking man-child. He's a Faulknerian man-child. It's ridiculous.
And
He's all sound and fury, signifying nothing.
and his chapter in that book would be the guy who's
It would.
stream of consciousness.
Right.
Where you're
That
just like, what the fuck is
incomprehensible
happening?
gibberish.
He's talking about shit that happened 30 years ago like it happened a second ago. Some people on Twitter said that they are experiencing buffer issues. Is the stream experiencing buffer issues? We'd like to know. So type it to Megan, and Megan, let us know on the notes if you can.
The panel is almost exclusive anti-Trump. And I just think you'd be a lot better off. I honestly...
Hold on. Fuck you, Sean. Cecil makes up words. Sad. So funny.
do. The public gets it, you know. Look, when I go to rallies, they turn around, they start screaming at CNN. They want to.
Why are you still going to rallies?
Hold on. Listen to what he says, though. Listen to what he says.
Sometimes somebody gets. Well, you look at your show that goes on
Let
at
me
10.
fast forward a little.
A lot better off. I honestly do. The public gets it, you know. Look, when I go to rallies, they turn around, they start screaming at CNN. They want to throw their placards at CNN. You know?
Maybe because you whipped them up into a frenzy
About CNN.
fake news and
Right.
CNN.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they're ready to fucking hurt other people.
People don't like it when I rally people not to like it at rallies.
Isn't he just saying that there's violence at his rallies too? Like, isn't he coming out and saying like, hey, you know what? I whipped these people up into a frenzy and they want to commit violence on my behalf.
Then they're frenetic. Huh. How does this work? This is a dilly of a pickle.
Now, they'll take this news.
I edited there. I don't know if you could tell when his arms were
Yeah.
here and then they went.
Somebody said it's good here and they're playing online, so it sounds like it's
Okay, all right, good.
yeah.
Sorry, person on Twitter. I know there's someone on Twitter tweeted at us. I'm going to read your it's Thinkerbell. Sorry, Thinkerbell. I think maybe it might be your internet connection.
It's on you. It's on you, Thinkerbell.
Because we're huge here. Huge.
Well, regular sized.
Part of me
Slightly
huge.
under regular
Part of
size.
me's huge. I'm not telling you what part.
Irish. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
So much hair you can't even find it.
Somebody said the stream is fine in Sweden. After the terrorist attack in Sweden, I'm so
Gosh,
glad to hear that.
Are you guys okay?
We're hoping everyone's
Text
gonna make
one
it.
if you're okay. Tell us where we can send our humanitarian aid
Yeah, right.
to you in Sweden.
Can I donate blood and ship it FedEx to you or
we're
something?
so happy you're okay.
Oh my
it
God.
could have been a disaster if something would have happened.
Could have killed both of the citizens of Sweden.
I want to go to Sweden. I really
do, too.
I
Sweden's
really
on
wanna
my
go
list of
Sweden.
places to
I
go
really
to.
want to go. It seems like it would be a lot of fun. I don't know if I'd like the food there, but I think I would enjoy it.
There's
all the
nothing
rest
but
of
meatballs.
Yeah.
It's meatballs and lingonberries, and you have to assemble
they?
all the furniture before you sit on it. You go to the hotel. It's
like a Rubik's Cube.
You're just like, you open the
let me
door
get
to
the bed.
You open the door to the hotel, and it's just flat pack boxes and a fucking what do you call it? You know, the L-shaped, the hexagon key
Allen-
thing. Thank you,
Allen
Allen
wrench.
wrench.
Allen
God
wrench,
damn it!
yeah.
Edit that out. You know this tool, this
Hold
one.
on. You know, it kind of looks like Gary's dick. Actually. Sort of like that.
There you go.
Ooh, that's both firm and it gives. That's very nice.
Oh, that's a using. That's.
Hold on, I got to put the cock back in Gary's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's feeling lonely. He's got a fucking detachable penis.
Someone from Australia sent us that because they sent a toothpaste bit of Vegemite with it.
A
too.
toothpaste tube of
That
Vegemite.
sounds disgusting. Do you have to apply it with a toothbrush? Is that how it works?
will never
Is that how
consume it.
Vegemite works?
I will never
It's like
consume
it's
it.
like 1,000,000 o'clock there, so they're not even. On,
It's like, yeah, but it's also Thursday or something, right?
All right, let's play some more.
All right.
Having a very good time, okay? But they'll take this news conference. Don't forget, that's the way I won. Remember, I used to give you a news conference every time I made a speech, which was like every day. Okay? No, that's how I won. I won with news conference and probably speeches. I certainly didn't win by people listening to you people. That's for
You certainly didn't win the popular vote either. I mean, let's be real
You
honest.
certainly didn't win by, again, completing one sentence, start to finish. Complete a sentence.
Morgan says, we should talk about rallies. Morgan, I don't know if that's a guy or a girl. So Morgan in the genetic neutral. What is it? Not genetic.
Gender neutral.
Gender neutral.
Yeah, genetic neutral?
Genetic neutral.
That would be fucking crazy. You do a genetics test and it just comes back, no. No.
That's because the people at the rallies are corn goblins.
They are corn goblins. That's a throwback.
Someone asked if Gary was holding a dildo. No, it's made out of
knitted.
It's made out of. It's knitted, and if you squeeze it enough, lotion comes out.
It does now. It didn't when we first got it.
Someone asked, "How the fuck did you win speeches?"
That's how I won.
I won with speeches.
I won with the thing I'm the worst at. You should see if I did the thing I'm good at. I don't know what that is.
I'm having a good time. Tomorrow they will say, Donald Trump rants and raves at the press. I'm not ranting and raving. I'm just telling you, you're dishonest people.
No, let's be real. Let's be real frank, though.
All right.
That is a masterful line.
Yeah.
That is a masterful line. He in one motion puts it to the audience and says they are going to lie about me tomorrow.
Right.
By saying he rants and raves. I didn't do that. I'm not ranting and raving. I didn't. They lied about me, and they didn't even have to lie about him. The media is the bad guy and is lying without even lying. That's
right.
actually,
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
The thing is, we've talked about this before. I don't think he's smart, but I do think he's cunning. And I think that there's a difference.
Yeah. Someone from Barcelona is watching. Wow.
Jesus.
Oh, man. Go down to Las Rambas and go on a rooftop and sit and eat tapas all night just for me. Just do it for me. Gosh, what a beautiful city. Oh, my God. I can't say anything bad about Barcelona. It is absolutely stunning. It's
I can't say anything
city.
about Barcelona.
It's a beautiful
I've
city.
only seen your vacation pictures.
It's very unlike Cleveland.
Or New Orleans.
But I'm not ranting and raving. I love this. I'm having a good time doing it. But tomorrow the headlines are going to be Donald Trump rants and raves.
I want to see what I want is I want a picture of him doing this so I could just move the paper back and forth with him. Donald Trump rants and raves. Hold on.
When he does that, he looks exactly like the Oompa Loompa.
Trump rants and raves.
He looks exactly like the Oompa Loompa dance from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
And he's orange.
I know, it's not a little bit either. It's like, we got it. Somebody's got to put that together side by side.
Someone asked, I was wondering what was wrong with the color balance on the screen, but then I
Nothing.
think he's really orange.
Nothing is wrong. That's just what he looks like. He is.
It's 7:45 in Australia and it's Monday morning already. Fucking sucks to be you. Jesus. I have 8 more hours of drinking out of this mug.
Stop.
I need another beer.
You want me to get you a beer?
Yeah.
I need one too.
Yeah, are you going to leave your headphones in while I play it? I'll play it for the audience.
All right.
All right. We would normally edit this out, guys. That's how this works.
Oh, I'm all tangled.
Jesus fucking Christ, Tom. Did you pull something out?
No.
Okay, all right.
I haven't broken anything.
There's literally cords hanging from your cords.
Hey, shut your.
How does it even work?
Shut your whore mouth. This is how.
I don't ever go on that side of the desk because of that.
I feel like I'm gonna break that and stuff. Oh, I fixed something.
You just took 2 cords.
Something's
apart.
not broken that I.
Are you throwing them back on the ground? Good, thanks.
I'm gonna just hold on.
We're going to pause for station identification. This is Glory Hole Studios, brought to you by Whalecom. Whalecom. And Vegemite in a test tube. Or toothpaste tube. Whatever, same thing. I'm going to read a comment. Trump is wowing us with a cunning array of stunts or a stunning array of cunts. Stunning cunts. Jesus Christ. It's all over your shirt. It's all over your shirt.
Sometimes
it's going to drip on your chair.
Rub it in.
It's going.
Rub it in.
Oh, it's going. It's going. All right, let me pour this in my. I got to pour this in my.
There we go.
Here we go, pouring it in.
Why are you doing that?
Because it's my Arecibo mug. I got an Arecibo, and I'm very proud of it.
I find that unsettling.
I was looking for Jodie Foster there. I didn't find her.
All right.
I'm not ranting and raving.
No, you're not ranting and raving, but nobody said you were ranting and raving.
I know. Nobody said I was doing it. I'm not doing it. You're all a bunch of cunts.
He does have a little American flag lapel pin on.
He does.
No, it's nice. Yeah.
America?
Go ahead.
I mean, just one more follow-up.
Should I let him
because
have a
of this.
little bit more?
Well,
What do
I
you
mean,
think,
just
Peter?
because of this-
Peter,
I
should
just-
I have let him have a
just
little
because
bit
of
more?
this-
Sit down.
Sit down, you fuck. Sit down before I have you killed.
Somebody-
I can shoot a missile at your family.
I do want to mention that this is from ABC News, and we're going to be putting this on YouTube. So I want to thank ABC News for going through the trouble of taping this and recording it. I have no idea if they're going to flag our video to take it down.
I hope not.
But
We'll find out.
We'll see. It'll be on live stream. So, but ABC News did all the work on this. I just edited it afterwards. So. And someone says, James says, if ABC News tried the color balance for his skin and the gold curtains would look white.
You know, it's like that dress where it's like either gold.
Oh, right, it's either gold or blue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
like, I
Which you
can't
see?
tell. Yeah.
Is he an Oompa Loompa or a Smurf?
Yeah.
That's right. That's the question.
Down.
Just because of the
We'll get
just
it.
because of the
We'll
attack
get
of
it.
fake news and attacking our network, I just want to ask you, sir.
I'm changing it from fake news, though.
Doesn't that undermine
Very fake news,
I
yeah.
know, but aren't you?
Oh,
No, but that's
so
the
clever.
thing is, though, he has the crowd with him, and I don't know that he's filled this particular venue with all his staffers like he did in the past. I think once he got called out on that, he hasn't done it since. I think that was all reporters laughing at that.
Oh my God, it's not funny.
Yeah. Someone says your arms are huge, Tom. Give him a flex. Give him a flex. Give him a flex.
For
Come on.
reals?
Yeah, give him a flex.
For
Come on.
reals?
Look at how hairy my arms
Are we doing that? Are we really doing it?
My arms. The best part about my arms is that I'm a part Bigfoot. So you can't really tell. Like my arms look a lot bigger. I'm like a poodle that you have to shave. You know what I mean?
I
Like
don't have any hair. I just
Yeah.
have, but I do have the doubt even this
he does
tattoo.
have a, he does
so
have a
there
doubt
we
even
go.
this tattoo.
Yeah,
You
all right.
can't see because the camera's over here.
Oh yeah,
So
I do have a doubt even this tattoo. So I am a shitty person.
the more ink you have on
God.
you, right?
Right. That was the fucking douchiest thing I've ever done.
No, the douchiest thing you ever did was come out in that fucking T-top, that tank
Yes,
top.
that's true.
At
That
the
was douchey
fucking
as fuck.
at the live show.
That was intended to be douchey.
Yeah, but that was also intended to be very much you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Those things are not
I
mutually
know.
exclusive.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
they are. Right. Oh Jesus! I just fast forward. Yeah, look at that face. Look at that
Look
face,
at that
guys.
face. This is
I didn't
great.
realize I could do this.
This is
We could
awesome.
spend the whole day doing this. All right, here we go.
That's tremendous.
Concerned, sir, that you are undermining the people's faith in the First Amendment, freedom of the press.
Okay, so the question is, are you concerned that you're undermining the faith of the press?
It's a concern. That's my intention.
Yeah.
Really?
The press in this country, when you call stories you don't like fake news, why not just say it's a story I don't like?
I do that.
When you call it fake news,
No, I
you're
do that.
undermining
No, no.
confidence in
I
our
do that.
news media.
Here's the thing.
Isn't
Okay,
that important?
I understand what you, and you're right about that, except this. See, I know when I should get good and when I should get bad. And sometimes I'll
What
say,
does that
wow.
mean?
I love that picture of him. His mouth open like that. Looks good.
Oh, that's going to be a great story, and I'll get killed. I know what's good and bad. I'd be a pretty good reporter, not as good as you. But I know what.
I want to hear him talk. I want to hear him give an address to NASA and be like, I'd be a pretty good rocket ship scientist.
Right.
Not as good as you.
I'd be pretty good, not the best, but extremely very good. I'm just saying, I could fly that rocket. I could land that rocket. I could build that rocket. I am actually a rocket.
I know what's bad. And when they change it and make it really bad, something that should be positive, sometimes something that should be very positive, they'll make okay.
So we just had Marsh on. We just did a recording before we started this. We had Marsh on this show. Marsh is going to be on next week on Monday's release. maybe Thursday's release. Depends on what we have this week that we're going to do. But Marsh talks about the difference between reporting with accuracy and what was the other distinction? And truth, right? And so one of the things that I think he's upset about is that people are reporting and then giving analysis. What he wants them to do is report and then say, this is what Trump said. This is the color orange he was.
Right.
This is, how tall he was, et cetera, et cetera. This is how warm it was out that day. This is how many people showed up, and then leave it at that. What he doesn't like is when he says something in a speech or that is demonstrably false, and someone says, Trump said this, and it's false because blah and blah and blah. He doesn't like the and it's false.
He doesn't like the analysis
No, he does not like the analysis portion of his program.
Yeah.
He gets very upset with that, and that's what he's calling fake news. What he's calling fake news is when people call him out. He doesn't like it when people call him out.
Yep.
They'll even make it negative. So I understand it. So because I'm there, I know what was said. I know who's saying it. I'm there. So it's very important to me. Look, I want to see an honest press. When I started off today by saying that it's so important to the public to get an honest press. The public doesn't believe you people anymore. Now, maybe I had something to do with that. I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
Had everything to do with it.
Maybe I'm literally the catalyst for this entire
You
thing.
literally had all of the things to do with it. It's this entire push. Well, and I don't want to say everything because the right has been for years and years and years and years pushing against this.
But he springboarded this shit. He was the catalyst for the nightmare of disinformation that's become, the new state of media. Yeah, so exactly. Trump likes journalism or likes reporting, but hates journalism. That's exactly. Somebody just tweeted that.
Yeah.
Or streamed it or whatever you call this. I don't know.
They just streamed it at us.
Live.
Thanks for streaming
talking
that
at us. I don't know. I fucking typed in the comments section. Leave me alone, man. I'm leaving.
Someone else someone else said that there's some problems with live stream. I'm real sorry that there's problems with live stream. We pay them a lot of money. A fucking obscene amount of money. So if you're running it, my suggestion would be restart it. Maybe it will be posted to YouTube afterwards. You just won't have the opportunity to interact at that time.
Then, it's story after story after story is bad. I won. And the other thing,
what does that have to do with anything?
Well, but I think there's an answer to that. I think going back to who he seems to be. And I know this is a little bit of like armchair fucking analysis, but everything about this guy seems to lead me to think that like this is a guy who thinks that he won the big prize. So why are you still criticizing me? I won the big prize and now I'm your king, right? I'm your king and you should just all everybody should be sucking my dick all at the same time. That's the point of becoming the king.
Yeah.
Why even go through all this work of becoming the king if everybody isn't sucking my dick at once? Every single person.
It's like he wants every moment of his life to be one of those one guy 8 girl porns. Right. Where there's clearly at the end of it there's like 2 girls who are just sitting on the side like having coffee and talking about yesterday night. And they're just like because there's nothing that guy could do.
Right, because you can't. It's like I will get to you in a minute.
And they're like, I'm sorry, but I'm off the clock in 4 minutes.
chaos. There's zero chaos. We are running, this is a fine-tuned machine. And Reince happens to be doing a good job, but half of his job is putting out lies by the press. I said to him yesterday, this whole Russia scam that you guys are building so that you don't talk about the real subject, which is illegal leaks.
I shut it off there because I wanted to talk specifically about...
The stream is bigly good. The people who are having problems are fake. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that's fucking amazing.
I love that. So one of the things he said there is he's talking about how the leaks are the problem, not the content.
Not the content of the leak. Yeah.
And this is a narrative that has been spun constantly from the people on the right, is that there's a problem with the leaks. I know that there is a problem with the leaks. Clearly, right? There is a problem. I'll admit it. I'll admit there's a problem there, right?
Okay, but
I'll admit it. I'm willing to go there. Yeah, there's a problem. There should, for certain things, there shouldn't be leaked information. That being said, they were very happy to use leaked information when they were, ready to, post all the Podesta emails or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, they were willing. It's only when it damages them. They're not consistent behind that, right? They're not consistent behind leaks. One problem with leaks, and this was on you said you watched Milo Yiannopoulos, right? Milo was on the show.
On Bill Maher.
That guy telling him to shut the fuck up was so brilliant. It was just so perfect when he's just like, you're douchey little ass.
Yeah, but I heard Maher just kept softballing him. Maher just kept softballing.
From what I saw, and I only saw one segment, Maher did one softball, and then kind of was like, when he's talking about trans people, he's like, "Do you care where weirdos pee?" He said, "I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?"
Well, that's a terrible way to phrase that question,
thing,
right?
Shitty thing to say. And Yiannopoulos came out with a statement about how trans people are exponentially involved in more sex crimes or whatever. Anyway, you guys can see it. You can find it. Yiannopoulos was on, or Yiannopoulos, or whatever the fuck, however you fuck you know.
His like real last name is like Hanrahan or some shit.
Is it really?
Yeah, that Yiannopoulos is a fake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just.
Okay, well, Milo was on. I'm just gonna say Milo.
Yeah.
Milo was on. He was on Bill Maher, so go check it out. Go find it somewhere. But one of the guys on there said something I thought really insightful. He's an ex or still NSA guy or something. He's a spy, basically a spy. And he wrote a book, and he's sitting next to one of the comedians that was on the show. And he said something like, look, the DNC got hacked, but that's because they put their resources towards hacking the DNC. They didn't put their resources towards hacking the RNC. If they did, they would have hacked the RNC, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing that they don't get. They keep on wanting to point at the DNC and saying, well, it was your problem because you didn't have good enough firewalls or whatever the fuck, security, et cetera. That's not the case. It's that they put their resources behind it to go after it.
Sure. Yeah. But hold on a second, because the whole idea of attacking the fact of the leaks rather than the content is the same thing as like you're fucking your wife's sister, right? And you get caught because your wife reads your text message and your reply is like, why you invading my privacy? Read my text messages.
Why are you reading my text messages?
Like you get like a fucking sext from your wife's sister and it's like, well, you shouldn't be reading my text messages.
Yeah,
like, well, you should be fucking my sister, right? Are we really gonna go there? Like,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sorry for the breach of trust.
I know. Oh, I should have treated you with a little bit more decorum. You're fucking my sister. Like, are you kidding me? It's exactly the same thing. It's fucking the same thing.
Yeah.
Did you read my fucking private messages?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you put your dick in my sister?
Okay, let's go tit for tat. I want to say too, James says, I was so pissed when Maher compared Milo to Hitchens. And he's right, he did. He says, you're a young gay Christopher Hitchens. And that's just not true.
No.
He's a Christian. That's number one. He's a Catholic, or at least he pretends to be. And he's not insightful. Like, I've watched that guy on dozens of shows. He's not insightful.
He's so far from a hitch.
He's a comedian. Yep. Like, I mean, he literally is a comedian. If you watch him talk, all he is snappy and says snappy lines to be a comedian and like a professional troll. Right. That's not Hitchens.
Right. No.
That's so
Hitch was
different.
all substance.
That's so different. Read one quote from Hitchens.
Right.
Just read one of his books.
Read Mortality. That man, at the end of his life, literally dying, was more profound and moving and honest and genuine than Milo will ever be in the entire collective experience of his existence.
You could take all Milo's words that he ever spoke and rearrange them however you want.
You could rearrange
in
them
any length.
To retype the book Mortality by Hitchens. It would get worse. Yeah. It would get worse.
All right, let's play more of this. And now, guys, I'm going to apologize. You may hear a flickering sound. It was how the video exported on Premiere today, so I apologize if there's a flickering sound that you hear.
I'm here following through on what I pledged to do. That's all I'm doing. I put it out before the American people. Got 306 Electoral College votes. I wasn't supposed to.
Okay, so now this piece here,
I love this.
This is from the beginning. I actually edited this specifically. This is from the beginning. It's when he was giving his sort of little beginning portion where he wasn't taking questions, and then there's going to be a question directly after it that's based on this particular portion. So they're talking about how many electoral votes. That's what he brought up during the middle of the thing.
222. They said there's
222. I love the way he says that. Hold
I
on,
like how he's
sorry.
still leaning on the mic.
222.
No, you got to lean on the 222.
222. Who says it like that? 222. I love that so much. Make him say it again. Can you make him say it again?
Oh, let me
I'm
see
sorry,
if I
but
can.
222. Oh, that's the best. How do you even do that? look at his fucking shitty pussy mouth when he says it.
222. I wasn't supposed to get 222.
222.
Hold on, let me find the best picture. Right there. Right there's the best one.
He looks like a man trying to whistle. Hey, Trump, call me a cab. Wooga wooga.
You know what that is? That's the sound of the Trump train.
222. What
go.
a dick.
That's the number of the Trump train.
They said there's no way to get 222. 230 is impossible. 270, what you need.
I can listen to him do that all day. I can listen to him say 222 for the next hour. 222. Why can't he say that normally? You're gonna die. Look, you're gonna die. 222. 222. Oh my shitty god!
Oh god, I'm gonna ruin all the equipment here. I'm gonna spray fucking beer all over. It's gonna be like the fucking Spotted Cow studio.
I'm sweating.
Oh god,
this is
it's fucking
amazing.
amazing. He's like one of those. He's like fucking the what's that guy? Brady. He's like Brady. Ready? 222. 222.
That's a footballing joke, right?
It is. It's a footballing joke. That's for Cecilia, who thinks that football is like rugby or something. I don't even know.
Aren't they different sports?
That was laughable.
The one is played in Australia.
Once played without a helmet. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds hard.
Looks hard.
Fucking hell.
We got 306.
I was surprised we didn't get much hockey hate. When I said hockey was stupid last week,
We didn't get any feedback.
we got one person who said,
No,
They said
Was it Thomas Smith?
no.
Hey!
Thomas Smith doesn't listen to our show.
I have a big hurt feeling.
Thomas Smith is too busy looking for his feet. No, but only one person tweeted at us and said, "Hey man, you can't say that about hockey." And I just tweeted back at him, #hockeyfight.
Because people came out and voted like they've never seen before. So that's the way it
In
goes.
low numbers, like we've never seen before. in like record low, apathetic
They're
numbers.
definitively lower than the first time Obama ran.
Oh my god!
Definitively
yeah.
lower
Right?
than
Yeah.
that.
People came out like we've never seen, crying, lamenting their choices.
Wailing and gnashing their teeth.
Somebody just, what the fuck? Hockey is life. That's why I don't want to live
Hockey
anymore.
could be life for
Yeah.
other people. It's a boring sport, though, guys. I mean, at least admit that to yourself. And that guy just signed off. He's so mad.
Oh my god, the whale made it. Looks like a great addition. See you guys at ReasonCon.
Who is that?
Hey,
who
did you
said that?
send us the whale?
Was it Jeremy sent us the whale?
I love the whale.
Jeremy, I literally came when I saw whale come. That was so funny when we saw this.
Hockey is
How does
rad.
this? How the fuck does this pass? How does this pass the boardroom? It says whale come on it. It says whale come on it.
It's the best. It's the best. The best part is that that's a joke from a fucking a Cracker Barrel. That
Yeah,
we were
it's
at?
a Cracker Barrel. We
from
were at,
like
at
5
Skepticon.
years ago.
We're gonna hang. Tom had a great idea. We're gonna hang it on the door, and then we're gonna hang Ishmael's hands on it because
Moby Dick. Call
Dick,
me Ishmael.
Call me Ishmael.
Right.
So Ishmael's
pillow hands from the whale come
are
sign.
gonna hang on the whale come sign.
The best part is that joke is as highbrow and lowbrow as possible, right? It's like a literary Moby Dick reference, but also whale come.
That's what you guys are tuning into right now.
We are the worst.
So let's play some more of this.
I guess it was the biggest electoral college win since Ronald Reagan.
Not actually true.
Go ahead. You okay? Good.
You had the biggest electoral margin since Ronald Reagan, 304, 306 electoral votes. In fact, President Obama got 365.
Well,
Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear this. I know it's very muffled, and it's because the guy was not mic'd. So what the guy is saying, and when you hear this mumbling here, the guy is saying, "Hey, look, you basically gave us a bunch of electoral disinformation." The information is, he said he got a ton of electoral votes, the most of any Republican since
Right.
Reagan. That's not true. Bush got 400 plus, and other people like Obama got a bunch too. And so that's what the person is saying. He's clarifying the numbers, and then he's going to ask at the very end. And again, I'm just going to play it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you what he says. He says, if you are giving us misinformation, and you're calling us fake news, why should we believe you?
Right.
So that's what he's saying.
talking about Republican. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying Bush was 426.
Yeah, Bush was fourth.
Bush fucking curb stomped the shit out of that thing.
But Bush, that was first Bush, though. It was Bush versus...
Quayle.
No, Quayle was his vice president.
Oh, no.
Bush versus...
The tank guy, Dukakis. Right? George Herbert Walker was versus Dukakis.
Possibly, yeah. Dukakis might have been it. Because it was Mondale versus Bush. It was Reagan versus Carter. He won his first term. Reagan versus Mondale. He won his second term. Bush versus Dukakis, maybe?
Yeah, it had to be.
And then it was... Yeah, because it was Clinton versus
Yeah,
Bush,
because he
and
was
he
a
won.
one-term. And, it was
And then it was
versus Bush,
Clinton
yeah.
versus Dole, and he
Right,
won
because the arm.
Because of the
Yeah.
Bob Dole doesn't know how to hold a pencil.
He just walks around.
No, Bob Dole will tell you. He'll say
I know.
Bob Dole doesn't know how to.
Bob Dole's
Yeah.
running this race. Bob Dole lost this race.
All right, so this guy is saying this to this person. So,
Well, no, I was given that information. I don't know. I was
I
just
didn't vet
given
it.
We had
I
a
don't
very,
know.
very
I
big
should have
margin.
extremely vetted it. I should have checked my information by extreme vetting. Hey, is that true? It's extremely true. You could have just said yeah. Extremely yeah. What?
electoral votes will give you wings.
Well, I don't know.
Why should they trust you
Right.
when you give false information? I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said.
I was given that information. I've seen that information around.
I just saw it
But it was
around in a bathroom stall somewhere. That's how it's true. I
Hold
also
on, hold
hear
on, guys. Hey, it's Chicago. Someone's dying. Someone died. They're probably black.
probably.
Substantial victory. Do you agree with that? Okay, thank you.
The guy said, he said it was a substantial victory, and he says, you're the president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good answer. Yes.
Sorry about that.
Russia. Let's talk about some serious issues that have come up in the last week that you have had to deal with as President of the United States.
Okay.
You mentioned the spy vessel off the coast of the United States.
Not good.
There was
Not good. Not is it? Hey guys, is that good? Did someone write in a bathroom stall whether spy vessels from
The
Russia?
best part is the ex-general or whatever, who's his national security advisor, is just like, he just puts a Post-it note that just says on his desk, not good.
Right. Guys, I'm going to need you to take all these intelligence briefings. I want 2 piles. Good, not good. Good, not good. Terrorist attack. Was that good or not good? Mr. President, that's always not good. No, I'm going to need you to clarify each one.
I need you to put it in a pile so I understand.
It's like an inbox, outbox situation. He's just got a good, not good box.
He's from New York, so every press briefing has to get flashed in the oven before he eats it.
ballistic missile test that many interpret as
Not
a
good.
violation of.
Not,
Also bad. Bad or not good. I'll go with either answer.
And a Russian plane buzzed a U.S. destroyer.
not good.
Well, thanks for the nuanced response.
Jesus,
listened
he's
to you-
stupid.
Excuse me.
During the
Excuse me.
campaign.
When did it happen? It happened when, if you were
What?
Putin right now,
Okay, that sentence. It happened when, if you were Putin right now, Wonder Teen powers activate form of a Putin?
How about Wonder Team's activate form of a sentence? Oh, a whole sentence.
would say, hey, we're back to the old games with the United States. There's no way Trump can ever do a deal with us because the public, you have to understand, if I was just brutal on Russia right now, just brutal, people would say, you would say, oh, isn't that wonderful? But I know you well enough. Then you would say, oh, he was too tough.
Wait.
So is that how you make your decisions, whether or not people are going to like you more?
Yeah, no, that's true, right? The problem here is that what Trump is trying to do in this particular bit is he's trying to tell the people that are listening to him, not the press, but the people who are listening to him, is the reason why Putin is not going to respect me is because of this press.
Yeah.
And any bad stuff that happens because of this bad press, because of how they're treating me based on what I'm planning to do on Russia, how they're treating me is going to prove to the Russian leadership that I am weak. And he's conflating people being critical about Russia. He's going to do it in a second because he's going to keep saying, he's going to be talking about how it's bad that, you guys don't want me to be friends with Russia. You guys don't want me to be friends with Russia is what he's going to keep saying over and over and over again. And nobody's saying that. What we're saying is there are some clear problems if Russia is meddling in our elections, right? If they're in contact with you ahead of time, if they're doing all kinds of crazy shit, we want to know about it. This is an autonomous government that is not going to be influenced by another government. That's bad, as you would say, very bad,
or not good,
It could just be not good. It could be not good or very bad,
right?
But the problem is that he's going to use that as a way to say, look, they're going to look at me as if I'm weak, and he's conflating the fact that people are saying, another government shouldn't meddle with us as we should be against Russia, because he doesn't understand nuance. He doesn't understand that we should be against Russia in the sense that they're meddling with our elections, but not against Russia in the sense that we should launch 4 missiles against them tomorrow.
Oh,
right? Am I wrong?
No,
Am I fucking wrong?
I'm
not wrong.
But I want you to be wrong so much.
I want to be wrong too.
I'm scared of missiles. I'm really scared of them because they explode.
You never hear the explosion.
Thank you for telling me that again. That's the only comfort I have.
Over again. I'm afraid of big, loud noises, so I'm happy.
Will my boys hear it?
No, because you'll have shot them 30 minutes ahead of time.
That's the only reason. I'm just going to be like,
and so cognitive dissonance took a dark turn today. Let's talk about abortion for a little while. Can we do that?
It's another murder-suicide of his family.
He shouldn't have done that. Look,
I'm just trying to find out your
wait a minute.
orientation
Wait,
to those.
excuse me just
I'm
one
just trying to
second.
find out what
All
you're
of
gonna do
those
about it, Mr.
things that you
President.
mentioned are very recent, because probably Putin assumes that he's not going to be able to make a deal with me because it's politically not popular for me to make a deal.
See? You see?
Yep.
He's
not going to be popular.
All it's talking about is popularity. For him, it's all popularity. It's just not about substance or whether or not it's good to make a deal. And a deal about what? Like you said earlier, right?
We were talking about this.
What is the deal?
I don't even know what the deal is. I don't know if I'll make a deal. Maybe I'll make a deal. Maybe it's good to make a deal.
It could be the dealio. We're not sure.
Yeah. What are you getting a thing? Like deals work like this. I have a thing. You have a thing. I'd like your thing. Give me your other thing. Then we decide how much of one thing is worth the other thing.
Right.
That's always how deals work, right? But we don't even know what we're dealing about. We just know that Russia's another country, and then he's about to get crazy and be like, does anyone else know that they have nuclear bombs? I just learned this yesterday. He gets real weird about it. I don't know what the deal means. I don't know.
All right, we're going to keep playing this.
No.
We're only halfway through it. We're probably not going to get all the way through this, guys. I mean, we're already an hour into this show.
So Hillary Clinton tries a reset. It failed. They all tried. But I'm different than those people. Go ahead.
How are you interpreting those moves, and what do you intend to do about them? Have
Just
you
the way
given
I said
Rex
it.
Tillerson any advice or counsel
I
on
have.
how to deal?
I have, and I'm so beautifully represented. I'm so honored that the Senate approved him. He's going to be fantastic. Yes, I think that I've
Is
already...
Putin testing you, do you believe, sir?
No, I don't think so. I think Putin probably assumes that he can't make a deal with me anymore because politically it would be unpopular for a politician to make a deal. I can't believe I'm saying I'm a politician, but I guess that's what I am now. Because, look, it would be much easier for me to be tough on Russia, but then we're not going to make a deal. Now, I don't know that we're going to make a deal. I don't know. We might not. But it would be much easier for me to be so tough. The tougher I am on Russia, the better. But you know what? I want to do the right thing for the American people. And to be honest, secondarily, I want to do the right thing for the world. If Russia and the United States actually got together and got along, and don't forget, we're a very powerful nuclear country, and so are they. There's no upside.
There's no upside to a war. I think he's already saying, like, look, I'm not just going to shoot missiles at them because they'll shoot missiles back at me. I really think that's what he just said.
The worst part is coming up, and I'm gonna let it play for a few minutes here, so...
So are they. I've been briefed, and I can tell you one thing about a briefing that we're allowed to say because anybody that ever read the most basic book can say it. Nuclear.
You've never read a basic book.
This guy's
You've never
not
read a
read
book.
Pokey Little Puppy. Like that's like
He's never read. We got it sitting over there, Charlie and the
tortoise or
You
whatever.
never read it.
No,
never read it.
You know, David Smalley wrote and drew all the pictures and published that book himself with no help. Sorry, that's live. You can't get rid of
I
it.
can't get rid of it. I would have edited that out.
I know.
David Smalley did not do that. David Smalley didn't do any of it. Actually,
Did you know that he also read it for Audible himself and then did all the post
Do you know
production?
David Smalley can bench press Thomas Smith?
Anybody could bench press Thomas Smith, except interestingly enough, Thomas Smith.
Congratulations, Thomas, on your new show.
He's got a press with the feet.
On your new show, The Feet Show.
Holocaust.
Serious
would be like
podiatrists only.
no other. They're a very powerful nuclear country, and so are we. If we have a good relationship,
They have been
with
for
Russia,
50 years.
Yeah, no, just as long as we have.
For
Maybe
fi-
like 2 months after.
Really?
Right?
He just told us, because then we talked over that, he just told us that nuclear holocaust is bad, and that if we have a nuclear holocaust, no one's going to love that.
That won't be totes awesome.
Right.
Believe me, that's a good thing, not a bad
So
thing.
when you
There we
say they're
go.
not good,
It went from
You
this
mean-
pile to that pile.
This is awesome because he's
What did I say?
like, I'm gonna scroll this back.
Nuclear country, and so are we. If we have a good relationship with Russia, believe me, that's a good thing, not a bad
so
thing.
when you say they're not good, do you mean that
Who
they
did
are
I say
under?
is not good?
No,
Who did I say? It's not- the three
lost-
things he mentioned earlier. You didn't even remember the question.
I've
you
lost
fucking
track.
asshole.
I don't even know. I've
I
lost
read
track.
off the three things that have recently happened.
No,
Each
it's
one of them
not
you
good,
said they're
but they
not
happen.
good. But do they damage the relationship?
They all happened
undermine
recently. No, I'm
this
gonna
country's
see what
ability
happens.
to work with Russia?
They all happened recently, and I understand what they're doing because they're doing the same thing. Now, again, maybe I'm not going to be able to.
He's saying they're pushing back because you're making me look weak. Stop making me look weak.
Yeah, right.
I mean, like, really, that's what he's saying. The underlying
I know.
context of this is don't make me look weak in front of them, guys. I need to look super
Guys,
powerful.
guys.
Because Putin only respects people who ride bears into combat.
Guys, I want to look tough in front of my girlfriend. That's what this is. That's what this is. That's what this is, right? It's like let me pick up the check. Let me pick up the check. Let me pick up. I know because I fucking recently did it. Let me pick up the check.
Hold on a second. I'm going to call up the live stream so I can see what people are typing too. So I got to mute it though so that we're not going to actually. There we go. We're muted. There we go. All right.
deal with it, but at least I will have tried. And if I don't, does anybody really think that Hillary Clinton would be tougher on Russia than Donald Trump? Does anybody in this room?
Who fucking cares whether Hillary Clinton would fucking spread her legs for Russia? Nobody cares, man. She's not in the fucking White House. She's not anywhere near the White House. She's fucking completely fucking out of the picture.
Why is the answer how tough someone is going to be? Why is that? Why is that even the consideration? How tough will you be? 7 tough units?
7 toughs.
How many tough units?
I'm gonna be as
Are you
tough
gonna
as I
be?
toughs.
I gotta fight a guy. How many guys do I gotta fight? Like he's like a guy who just got to prison on his first date. He's like picking the biggest dude.
Gonna shank Hillary,
right?
Hillary Clinton. in a bad way, guys. Not in like a
Not in a sexy
not
times
in a
way.
good way. Not in a
Not in a Pornhub way.
Not in a-
right. Like
unfurl your improvised stabbing device.
unfurl.
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 Yeah, that's actually a pretty grandiose term.
I'm
for
neither a
that.
grower nor a shower. What's that? I don't know.
Unfurl. It's not a flag, son.
Oh God.
Believe that, okay? But I tell you one thing, she tried to make a deal. She
Oh,
had the
Jesus fucking Christ. Will you stop talking about Hillary Clinton?
Hillary Clinton was terrible, so terrible. I wouldn't even fuck her. Jesus
She
Christ.
gave all that valuable uranium away. She did other things. You know, they say I'm close to Russia. Hillary Clinton gave away 20% of the uranium in the United States.
Nope.
She's close to Russia.
Can we?
That's just not true.
Not even a
That's
thing.
just not true. She didn't have the power to do it even.
Yeah, that's just everything about that
Everything
sentence
is
didn't
just not
happen.
true,
Like,
yeah.
just imagine that sentence.
Fake news.
Didn't happen.
You know what I gave to Russia? You know what I gave? Nothing.
Can we conclude there'll be no response to these particular provocations?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you anything about what response I do. I don't talk about military response. I don't.
I'm not telling you. You're just the people.
No. You're missing the most important piece of that. I'm not telling you about military response. Mm-hmm. Military? What?
Yeah,
Wait,
secret. We have a secret military now.
Wait, what?
We have a
like,
sec- yeah,
like
no.
is he? That means he's planning military response.
No.
That's what that means.
No.
Right?
No.
Right?
No.
Flash.
No.
You don't hear the bang. You
That's
don't hear the
good.
explosion.
Good.
I'll be reading Charlie and the
You know
Chocolate
what? You know.
Factory.
Do you know what I want? I want the lives. I want my annihilation to be live streamed. That's what I want.
Anyone can bench press Thomas Smith because he has no feet.
It takes the weight off.
No, the best part is if he has no feet, the weights just slip right on him, and so you could just go. No
That's
worries.
terrific. He'd be covered in cats the whole time. He'd be covered in cats and rhubarb pie for no reason. Just like, what's happening?
Tom
here?
Hale's back. Hey, Tom.
Hey.
Thanks for listening, buddy. Thanks for still listening. We sent Tom a shirt at the first TAM. I don't know if you remember
Yes,
this.
we did.
Years
Yeah.
and years and years ago, we sent Tom a shirt.
God, that was a long time ago.
God, yeah. And you know what's funny is Stitcher still uses their picture as our picture.
Does it really?
If you tweet or Facebook a picture of like a one of our Stitcher streams, the picture of George Rabb,
he won't probably talk to us anymore.
Mary,
Yeah.
and Tom comes up.
I miss Mary.
I miss her too.
Good girl.
Say I'm going into Mosul in 4 months. We are going to attack Mosul in 4 months.
Everyone in Mosul right now is
Months
like,
later.
wait, what the fuck? Wait, what?
We are going to attack Mosul in 1 month. Next week, we are going to attack Mosul. In the meantime, Mosul is very, very difficult. You know why? Because I don't talk about military.
You can finish a thought, for Christ's sakes.
I don't talk about
and I
finishing
don't talk about
thoughts.
certain other things. You're going to be surprised to hear that. And by the way, my whole campaign, I'd say that. So I don't have to tell you. I
will
don't
be a
want to be one of
response.
these guys.
As an
that say,
elected leader, I don't have to tell you
The
what I'm
guy,
going to do.
it's hard to hear, but the guy says, "So there will be a response."
yes, here's what we're going to do. I don't have to do that.
There
I
will
don't
be a
have to
res- in
tell
other
you
words,
what
there
I'm
will
going to
be a
do in North
response,
Korea.
Mr.
Wait a
President.
minute. I don't have to tell you what I'm going to do in North Korea.
I like the way he says, I don't have to. It's so petulant.
Doesn't that?
It's just
Isn't that
petulant.
terrifying?
I don't have to do whatever I want. I do what I want. I do what I want. He's like fucking Cartman.
Tommy's talking about doing something in North Korea.
I don't want to hear this.
Hold on, it's going to get worse.
I know.
And I don't have to tell you what I'm going to do with Iran.
I know. I know. And then he'll go on a rant about Iran. It's an Iran, actually.
I ran so far away.
Yeah.
You know
Nicely done.
why? Because they shouldn't.
I don't have to tell you what my
It's a
favorite
flock of
cereal
seagulls reference.
Somebody just says, I don't have to tell you what is my favorite cereal. That's great.
Someone says, "There's no point. He just speaks words until people stop asking."
It's true.
He could sit up there and just be like, "Next question."
He sort of is.
All right.
And eventually you guys are going to get tired
Use
of asking
guys.
that question. So when you ask me, what am I going to do with the ship, the Russian ship as an example, I'm not going to tell you. But hopefully I won't have to do anything, but I'm not going to tell you. Okay.
Thanks.
Max Headroom.
That's what he looks like.
I know.
How much longer should we
Okay, so I'm going to fast forward through these two questions, these next, because we are right now at an hour and 20, and I want to stop this right around an hour 30. But I'm going to talk about these two questions. I'm going to fast forward to the last question, which I think is just a treasure. But
Treasure.
an absolute treasure. The woman who asked the question, when she asked the question about like the Congressional Black Caucus, in my opinion, is the very best question. But these two questions in a row, one guy asks a question about, hey, Donald Trump, what about the uptick of violence against Jews, anti-Semitic violence? Doesn't ever implicate Donald Trump whatsoever in whether or not he's anti-Semitic. He says, hey, I know you're a great friend of the Jewish people, et cetera, et
Right.
cetera. What do you think about all that? And Donald Trump's answer is,
instead of having to get up and ask the charge, relative to other people, least anti-Semitic person that you've ever seen in your entire life.
Not even relevant.
Number two, racism. The least racist person. In fact, we did very well.
among the blacks.
I'm so not racist. I only fuck black hookers. That's how not racist I am. I even pay them. I even pay them.
We did great among the N-words.
Relative to other people running as a Republican. Quiet. See, he
But he's
lied
saying
about
that.
He was going
He's
to get up
saying
and ask
that.
a very straight, simple question.
He didn't say, and the thing is he's going back and saying he's going to ask a straightforward, simple question. He didn't say that. He said, who's going to ask a nice question?
Yeah.
What is a nice question?
Why does anybody? Can you imagine if Obama had done a press
Yeah,
conference
exactly.
called "Somebody Please
Somebody
Be Nice
please
to
ask
Me"?
me a nice question.
You know, So welcome to the world of the media.
Welcome to
But
the
let
jungle.
me just tell you something, that I hate the charge. I find it repulsive. I hate even the question, because people that know me, and you heard the Prime Minister, you heard
Because
Netanyahu
people that know me,
yesterday.
and then he stops.
Yeah.
Hear him, Bibi. He said, I've known Donald Trump for a long time. And then he said, forget it.
Yes. Then he said, I don't know.
What does that even mean?
Then Netanyahu, baby, forget
Yeah.
it.
Forget it.
That was your sentence. That was your statement. This is your convincing thing.
I think that's his confession that he has Alzheimer's. God. I forgot it. I'm sorry.
you know,
you said it. I forgot it.
There was an article I
What
read.
did you say? I just forgot it.
I don't know. I don't want to live here anymore.
Me either, buddy. Me either. So Sweden.
So I'm
Let's talk
so
about
sorry,
Sweden.
guys.
Hey, no.
Hey.
Actually, Sweden, since you guys lost so many people in that accident, you'll need replacements.
Oh, are you taking in? Are you taking in me's?
Are you
Like,
taking in horrible?
I have a little
horrible-
money. How many kroner is that? I don't.
How many?
I don't know.
How
What's
many
the
lutefisk do I have to pay to get in
just,
there?
Can I get like a bikini team? How does this work? How many bikini teams?
Caliente.
Ay.
So you should
How low
take
are your
that,
standards, really? Like, that's the question.
instead of having to get up and ask a very insulting question like that.
This is funny. Sean says, "I'm not racist. I have a black voter."
Somebody else said he didn't say he wasn't racist. He just said he's the least racist. I'm still racist.
I'm like a pie chart.
How many racist units?
Go ahead. Go ahead. And
I'm better at being less racist than you. I'm the best at being less racist. That's Sean again.
some of it, and can I be honest with you? And this has to do with racism and horrible things that are put up.
Okay, now this is another question that got added at the end. Someone else went back to that question and said, "Hey, you really didn't answer that question about the fucking anti-Semitic stuff. Can you answer that question?" And they said, "What do you think about when people are doing this sort of thing?" And this is Donald Trump's response, and this is one I wanted to play for everybody. I'm going to play the whole response before we pause it. So,
Go ahead. And some of it, and can I be honest with you? And this has to do with racism and horrible things that are put up. Some of it written by our opponents. You do know that. Do you understand that? You don't think anybody would do a thing like that. Some of the signs you'll see are not put up by the people that love or like Donald Trump. They're put up by the other side. And you think it's like playing it straight? No. But you have some of those signs, and some of that anger is caused by the other side. They'll do signs and they'll do drawings that are inappropriate. It won't be my people. It will be the people on the other side to anger people like you. Okay.
so what he says there is not that my side or us side or anybody's being anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
What he's saying is, you realize that some of those are lies, and because some of them are lies, what, all of them are lies? Like,
Well,
why even bring it up?
I don't. I think he's saying like, look, I know some of my people are racist assholes, but some of yours are too.
Well, some of yours are lying about being racist
Right.
assholes. They're pretending to be on our side so that they do a thing to make us look bad. And people on your side are trying to make us look bad. And therefore I'm forgiven, or our side is forgiven, or
Well, I think, and therefore I don't have to answer the initial question.
he doesn't, because he doesn't.
He doesn't answer
'Cause He
it.
fucking doesn't.
He just bails on the whole idea.
And this
Right.
and this happens, you know, the right and the left do this. They enter into they'll create a troll account, or they'll create a sign, and they'll go out into a protest, and they'll have that sign that is completely
Inflammatory.
It's over the edge, right? There was somebody who had a rape Melania sign, and I couldn't tell if it was photoshopped or if somebody had actually went out there and just taken a picture. But there was, there's some horrible shit that people will do in a protest, and they'll hold up that sign, right? And I'm not saying that person was real, or that that was an actual someone from the left had that sign. I'm saying that there was some nefarious intent from people on the right to try to make it look like that sign was on our side. That being said, what they're doing is they're creating a way for you to delegitimize the entire protest by having one awful sign, and they're the plant. I'm on page with him there, right? I recognize there are people who do that sort of thing. It's sort of like a counterintelligence way to delegitimize an entire protest. I get it. I understand. I'm with you there. But that doesn't mean that there aren't real people out there that are being anti-Semitic, that are empowered by the things that you're doing to make it more open for the anti-Semites out there.
Yeah, okay, but it is a great way for him to deflect the question, right?
He's like Captain America with a shield. He's like, all right, so this is the last question, and I'm not going to play all the way through.
Go ahead.
This is a woman in the audience asked this question, and she's going to be talking about inner cities. The beginning part, I'm kind of on board with him with. Like inner cities, clearly there's problems in the inner cities. They always need help. They're normally filled with very poor people who need assistance. And so I'm with him. If somehow Donald Trump is going to dig into the pockets of the government and help needy people, I'm with him. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna begrudge that. It's the second part of this question that's the most important.
Yes. This is going to be a bad question, but that's okay.
Because a black person asked
Because I
it.
enjoy watching you on television. Go ahead.
Well, thank you so much. Mr. President, I need to find out from you. You said something as it relates to inner cities. That was one of your platforms during your campaign. Now
Fix the inner cities, yeah.
Fixing the inner cities. What will be that fix in your urban agenda, as well as your HBCU executive order that's coming out this afternoon? Now, see, it wasn't bad, was it?
That was very professional and very good. Yeah,
very
we'll be
professional,
announcing
yes.
the order in a little.
You did a good job. Pat. Let me just be a patronizing, condescending dickhead.
Do you think that he said that she did a good job and was surprised and sounded surprised because she was black or because she was a woman?
It's hard to tell, but it's certainly both.
Well, and I'd rather let the order speak for itself, but it'll be something I think that will be very good for everybody concerned. But we'll talk to you about that after we do the announcement. As far as the inner cities, as you know, I was very strong on the inner cities during the campaign. I think it's probably what got me a much higher percentage of the African-American vote than a lot of people thought I was going to get. We did, much higher than people thought I was going to get.
Again, he's got to come back to how much he won the vote by.
Everybody likes
Who
me.
cares,
I'm so
dude?
well liked.
I'm with you with the fucking inner city thing if you help people out. If you actually help people, I'm with you. I don't give a fuck how fucking badly you fucked Hillary Clinton. I give no shits anymore.
What's your plan? People love me.
Yeah.
What is your actual plan? To be loved by people?
And I was honored by that, including the Hispanic vote, which was also much higher. And by the way, if I might add, including the women's vote, which was much higher than people thought I was going to get. So we are going to be working very hard on the inner cities, having to do with education, having to do with crime. We're going to try and fix as quickly as possible. It takes a long time. It's taken 100 years and more for some of these places to evolve, and they evolved, many of them, very badly. But we're going to be working very hard on health and health care. Very, very hard on education, and also
Super duper hard on other things, extra much plus hard. We're going to work on them.
Stringent way and a very good way on crime. You go to some of these inner city places, and it's so sad when you look at the crime. You have people, and I've seen this, and I've sort of witnessed it. In fact, in 2 cases, I have actually witnessed it.
2 cases?
It's happened twice.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
They lock themselves into apartments, petrified to even leave in the middle of the day. They're living in hell. We can't let that happen. So we're going to be very, very strong. It's a great question, and it's a very difficult situation because it's been many, many years. It's been festering for many, many years. But we have places in this country that we have to fix. We have to help African-American people that, for the most part, are stuck there, Hispanic American people.
I love that
We
he
have
pauses
Hispanic-
as if to insinuate that you cannot have a Hispanic American.
I think he's stopping being like, is that racist?
Right. I said Hispanic,
Is a Hispanic racist?
like the
Hispanic is
African
good?
Americans,
Hispanic.
and then the Hispanic wetbacks. No, I can't
no.
say that. I can't even live stream it. You're very uncomfortable right now.
Asshole.
I can't even. All right,
Oh,
we're gonna help
Jesus.
the Beaners.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna help
Is
is the
there
Beaners.
Is Puerto Rican racist? Not sure.
Just don't call them Mexican. I learned that you can't call them all Mexican. Only some of them are Mexican. The ones from Guatemala, I think they're the ones that are Mexican.
People that are in the inner cities, and they're living in hell. I mean, you look at the numbers in Chicago. There are 2 Chicagos, as you know. There's one.
Again, this is true.
I
This is
believe-
true.
yes,
This is
yeah.
100% true,
This
guys.
is it's even a great analogy.
This is a great
Yeah.
analogy. It's very true.
Chicago that's incredible, luxurious, and all, and safe. There's another Chicago that's worse than almost any of the places in the Middle East that we talk about,
Why has it got to be the Middle East?
you talk about every night on the newscasts. So we're going to do a lot of work on the inner cities. I have great people lined up to help with the inner cities.
Well,
okay?
when you say the inner
Okay, so now this is the part I wanted to get to.
Right.
And here's the thing. I just played a piece that I agree with, right? I pretty much agree with Trump. I want to see him help people that need help. That's it. That's what I want.
But okay, yeah, but I do want to say you agree in principle, but he didn't say anything.
No, he didn't say I was
Right,
going to
that's
do
what
it.
makes me crazy. It's like, what is your plan? My plan is that there is a problem and it should be fixed. That's not a plan.
Yeah.
That's not a plan.
Well, and his entire thing is we're going to be great. We're going to help him out.
We got some really good people.
We got good people.
They're going to work so hard.
They're going to work hard.
They're going to be the hardest workers.
There's nothing in there.
God.
Are you gonna include the CBC, Mr. President, in your conversations with your urban agenda, your inner city agenda, as well as?
Am I gonna include
Are you
who?
going to include the Congressional Black?
The Canadian Broadcasting Company.
I know,
Are you
right?
going to include the Canadian Broadcasting Company in your... Some guy just shows up. He's like, hey, you going to include us in your inner city talks, eh? Maybe we could get a moose down here. Play some hokey, huh? Sorry.
We'll just go around and apologize to everybody one at a time in these cities.
Yeah.
Caucus and the Congressional.
Well, I
Hispanic
would. I
Caucus,
tell you what. Do you want
as
to
well
set
as
up the
on
meeting?
CB
Do you want to set up the meeting?
No.
And
Do you
someone
know all
says-
the black people?
I want to point this out. Anna says, and so his plan to help the inner cities is to arrest more people, and that is true, right?
Yeah.
Look, I want him to help people by giving them money and by giving them, giving them
Jobs.
jobs, and not just that, but
Opportunities, education.
Pouring money into that area will help education, will help all kinds of different things. But Anna's right here. His idea is stop and frisk. Like that's how he thinks he's going to fix all this stuff.
Get tough.
So I'm not down with that, and I want to make sure that I mention that I'm not down with stop and. I'm not down with that sort of thing, mainly because it's unconstitutional. That's one of the
you
reasons.
and your constitution.
But I just want to say, like, fucking, if he's going to help in a humanitarian way, I'm with him. If he's going to help in an authoritarian way, totes not with him.
You mean when he's going to help in an authoritarian? I think you misspoke.
Just walk out into the flash.
No,
Are they friends of
I'm
yours?
just a reporter.
No, they're black. Of course they're friends.
you know all the
I know
black
a black
people?
guy from Arkansas. Do you know him too?
Set up the
I
meeting.
know some of them, but I'm.
Let's go. Set up a meeting. I would love to meet with the Black Caucus. I think it's great, the Congressional Black Caucus.
Set up a meeting. Was she your secretary?
I love that he's the goddamn president. Like he can't get a meeting.
Someone's
gonna. I hate this guy. I'd take a meeting, right? 'Cause
Right.
It'd be super weird.
I want to say too, like, someone had said, and I don't know how true this is, but someone had said that the Congressional Black Caucus tweeted after this. Look, we sent you a message a couple weeks ago and you didn't.
Yeah,
you
that's
didn't
what you told me
respond.
earlier, yeah.
I don't remember where I saw that, but I saw it somewhere. So, and again, fake news, guys. It could be fake news.
Sure, it was
So,
on
yeah, it was
InfoWars.
on-
I feel like it was
on-
no.
Yeah, I'm sure Alex Jones sent me a text, I think. So.
Because I think it's great. I actually thought I had a meeting.
So he's going to talk now about meetings he had with certain people, et cetera. And I'm just going to end it there. But
'Cause who cares?
But Donald Trump in this whole thing talks in circles very often.
Mm-hmm.
But the right loved him. The right I mean, go on Twitter and look at what they have to say about him. They loved him in this.
He hasn't said anything. He has no plan. Every time he gets pushed, like, is something true or not true? I sometimes get my feelings hurt when people say mean things.
Someone says here, this is Geraldo or Geraldo, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. By the way, the Black Caucus wrote him a month ago and he never got a response.
Oh,
So someone
shocking.
says the specific, and I read that somewhere. I don't remember where, but yeah. So yeah, there's a level of first off, Donald Trump doesn't really say a lot. He never answers questions. When people ask him questions, they have to keep asking the same question over and over again. But the people on the right really did like this. They enjoyed it.
And see, that's the thing. I do. I find that actually astonishing.
They were, I would say this, the people on the right were offended very often because they thought Obama had this very deep cult of a personality. I don't know if you remember this, but
Yeah.
they really felt that.
Yeah.
I never felt any special attraction to President Obama as a cult leader. I felt him as more of a person. Like I felt like I was, I wasn't critical of him all the time because very often my ideals lined up with his. But on occasion, he did some things that were, puzzling or stupid or whatever. Because everybody does, right? No matter
Sure,
what,
right.
everybody does. And I never felt like if you insulted him, I would care that much. It's like, whatever. You can insult him. You could say he said something stupid. It doesn't bother me. What is it? What do his policies play out? And I want to say, like, the right for being as critical as they were about the cult of personality around Obama has fallen into the cult of personality of Donald Trump.
Oh,
in a
for sure.
huge way.
Of course they have.
In a huge
Of course. And that doesn't even bother me because I think it's almost an inevitability. That cult of personality thing is almost an inevitability whenever you have leadership at this level. I'm not sure how you get past that. What I find distressing is the man doesn't seem to have an idea. He doesn't seem to have a single plan. Hey, what's your plan? I don't have a plan. It's going to be so great. Hey, did any of your people have ties with Russia? I don't have ties with Russia. Everything is a dodge. Everything is a skip.
So this is the tweet. This is from the Canadian Broadcast Company. They said, "Hi, real Donald Trump. We're the CBC, the Congressional Black Caucus. We sent you a letter on January 19th, but you never wrote us back. Sad." So the letter looks like this. This is the letter. And so during your campaign, you pledged to address a number of issues being faced by African Americans. Unfortunately, let me just make this bigger so people can see it.
You just make it bigger with the press of a button?
I don't know if people can see that.
I need
You probably
this
can't read
technology.
that. Actually, to be honest, I don't know if you can read that at all. It probably just looks like a fucking
It just
big
looks like
mess. Does it look like a big
fire.
mess?
I can zoom in. Hang on. Let's see if this helps.
Let's see if it looks like a big
We
mess
have
for
the
you. I'm
technology.
very sorry if it looks like a big mess.
Hold on. We got technology. We spared no expense.
So it basically
That's not any
says that.
better.
I love you tried. You tried, Tom.
I
You
did some
tried.
work.
You tried, buddy.
I'm exhausted.
Furthermore, your insistence on reducing the African American experience solely to the conditions faced by many of our inner cities is ultimately unproductive.
It's amazing.
What a great line. 39% of African Americans live in suburbs compared to 36% who live in inner cities. The remaining 25% live in small metropolitan areas and rural communities. I'm going to skip down to the end of this paragraph. If you are serious about addressing the issues in the African American community, you would be wise to tap into the decades of experience held by the members of the caucus. And so then they list a few things. And so this is a very long letter. I'm not going to read it. It's 5 pages long. You can find it.
That's why he didn't get it.
It's been posted in the comments right now by Sarah. So if you check it out, Sarah posted this in the comments. You can read this letter on your own. But yeah, that's probably why he didn't get to it.
It's 5 pages.
It's 5 pages long.
It's 5. It needed 3 bullet points, and he'd have read the first one.
He would only do that if the teacher assigned it on Friday. That's the only way to do it. So we've gone for an hour and 42 minutes. It's a long stream.
It's an hour and
as it
40 minutes
stands right
longer
now.
than I usually go.
I think what we're going to try to do, folks, is we're going to try to have these live streams, I think, instead of the Thursday shows, because this is, it's kind of like a show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys enjoyed it, let us know. Send us an email.
Yeah, we'd love some feedback on the live stream.
Dissonance.podcast@gmail.com. If you're commenting from YouTube, be sure to comment there because I'll never read it. So be sure to. But we're happy to try to interact. We did our very best to try to interact as we went along. We want to thank you for joining us today.
Yeah,
on
this
this
was great.
live stream.
Oh, let's look at the camera.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to do that.
I know
I'm trying to do the best
addressing
I
the
can.
people. You're
am
a
off,
man of the
Am I
people.
off the screen though, guys? Am I?
No, you're fine.
am
I can see you.
I gotta look here. I guess I kind of am on. All right. So thanks for joining us today, and we're gonna wrap it up. We're not gonna. Should I play the Skeptic's Creed? I can do it. Do you want me to do it?
Always.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna play the Skeptic's Creed. I'm not gonna have Tom do it live because he's gonna mess it up.
Fuck you.
Because Tom would mess that shit. He doesn't.
I am
know
an
it by heart.
excellent reading person.
I don't even know where my cursor is. There we go. All right. So I got to go to podcast. These people can't see what I'm doing. This would normally be edited out, guys. So here we go. New ending, guys.
Credulity is not a virtue.
Now we have to be quiet.
It's fortune cookie cutter, mommy issue, hypno Babylon bullshit.
I have one last
Couched in
sip.
scientician, double
makes me
bubble,
so
toil
mad.
and trouble, pseudo quasi alternative, acupunctuating, pressurized,
not how you
stereogram,
do that.
pyramidal, free energy healing, water downward spiral, brain deadpan sales pitch, late night info docutainment. Leo, Pisces, cancer cures, detox, reflex, foot massage, death and towers, tarot cards,
Tarot
psychic
cards?
healing, crystal balls.
Yeah, I read this
Bigfoot, Yeti,
10 years
aliens,
ago.
I would love to
churches,
have a tarot
mosques,
card,
and
though.
synagogues.
I tried to
temples,
re-record it.
dragons,
I got in
giant
trouble when I
worms,
re-recorded it.
Atlantis,
It's powered on the 4 of Cups.
crystal balls, Bigfoot, Yeti, aliens, churches, mosques, and synagogues, temples, dragons, giant worms, Atlantis, dolphins, truthers, birthers, witches, wizards, vaccine nuts, shaman healers, evangelists, conspiracy, doublespeak, stigmata, nonsense.
Doublespeak nonsense kind of does cover President Trump
I'm
pretty well.
unsettled at how
Yeah.
true that part is. I just caught the same thing.
Expose your sides.
I can't not.
Thrust your
actually.
hands. Bloody.
I thrust my hands into my blubber.
conclusive.
Like,
Doubt even this.
all right, I'm not playing the song. That's the end of our show, guys. Thanks for joining us, stream. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the support. Thank you so much.
Make it great again.